For a lot of us, when anxiety shows up, we not only get anxious about what it is we are supposed to do, we get anxious about the anxiety. So, oh my God, anxiety's come, now I'm going to have a panic attack, and where we go with it. So, very important is firstly, I feel like getting rid of anxiety is a myth, because especially for people who are pessimistic, like their mind or their intelligence first works with what can go wrong. Such people really need to manage their anxiety. So the important word here is manage. It's not to get rid of anxiety, but to manage your anxiety. How do you manage your anxiety? When you start to create a distinction between what your anxiety is saying and who you are. So your anxiety will put fear in you, your anxiety will put doubt in you, your anxiety will make you panic, and your job is to say, okay, this is not me, this is my anxiety speaking. Okay, journaling is one of the most beautiful ways to get over anxiety. When you start to say, dear anxiety, I can see how you're trying very hard to protect me. I know you are here for my good and you want to basically not let me get out of my comfort zone so that I don't hurt myself, but I want you to know this is safe and this is what I want. And if you can start to build a relationship with your anxiety, then when anxiety shows up, you may not have such a tough time dealing with it. For a lot of us, when anxiety shows up, we not only get anxious about what it is we are supposed to do, we get anxious about the anxiety. So, oh my God, anxiety's come, now I'm going to have a panic attack, and where we go with it. So very important is to look for different things that you can do to manage your anxiety. Meditation, beautiful. Deep breathing, beautiful. It calms you down. Any activity that you can think of, mindfulness, art, drawing, listening to music, all of these calm you down, and you have to start to take an active role into calming your personality. Over time, the relationship will get built where, sometimes you'll see anxiety won't even visit you. There will come a day when on some topics it will stop visiting you. Like my son, my older one, has a lot of anxiety, and the last time he had to give his interview for internship, I remember he didn't sleep the whole night. He had to manage his anxiety. He just couldn't, and if you can't, you can't. He can't eat, he can't sleep. Very much possible for a lot of us, right? This time when he had to give his interview, 1 hour before he started to get anxious. Now see the difference, 24 hours versus 1 hour. It's still there, it's not gone away. But because of superb handling of anxiety, it's reduced a lot. So I'd love for each one of you to start to go, okay, I'm not getting rid of it. This is lifestyle disease, like how we have, let's say we can't get rid of thyroid or BP or this thing, but you can manage it. And some people are managing it so beautifully that literally it feels like they've gotten rid of it, right? So I encourage each one of you, and especially in COVID, one of the things we have to do, we don't have a choice, is to build faith in God. Why do I say it? I say this because anything that's not in our control and we try to control, you can be rest assured we are inviting anxiety. So COVID is not in our control. We are doing everything we can, but how it will come and who it will attack in which manner, we don't have any idea. The only thing we can do is pray that, oh Lord, like the way it's come, let it go without doing any damage. 14 days of quarantine, 20 days of quarantine, nobody minds till the time the person survives. So we pray. So managing your anxiety as far as COVID is concerned is all about having faith that God is on your side, that universe is on your side. Now this is not a relationship you can start to acknowledge in one day, but it's definitely a relationship you can start to build over time. So start to truly in your heart believe that the universe or God is not against you. It's not even neutral. It's actually for you. And when you start to walk around knowing that you're the special protected child of God, there's a different energy you will, emanate. And when that happens, your intention decides your life. So what intention are you sending? That, God's going to do the best for me. God's going to do the best for me. I'm not saying be in denial. Like some of us go into denial. When we start having these conversations, you go, nothing can happen to me. No. God's gonna do the best for me is very different from nothing can happen to me. So I like to do affirmations where I'm in surrender to God, not trying to act God. I hope you got the distinction. I'm in surrender to God, which means my faith in God is greater than my faith in myself, right? So that distinction versus nothing goes wrong with me, nothing can happen to me, I know no one in my family will get COVID. No, right now we can't speak that language. We have no idea from where it will come. Some people haven't even stepped out and yet they've gotten it, right? So there's no blame game here, there's no attack here. It is just that, by the grace of God, let it come and let it go. And if that's the conversation you can have with yourself, especially if you have a loved one who's suffering from COVID, just pray, just believe that it's all going to work out. And by the grace of, again, don't try to control, just try to go into surrender. The deeper your surrender, the better your attitude. In COVID, I don't think we can get rid of our anxiety. I don't think that's an option or a possibility. We can only control it. If some days it's 9 on 10, bring it down to 7. If it's 7 on 10, bring it down to 5. It's more about managing it. Some days you will panic. There's no way. When our loved ones are suffering, how will we not panic? I'm sitting so far away. My loved ones are sitting in Delhi. Of course, I feel worried for them. But every now and then I just have to remind myself that my God will be there by my side. So build that relationship. It's not possible to get rid of anxiety. It's not. It's only possible to manage it.